So, have you been doing it? Have you been changing your life and improving your life while you improve the world? You've had 2 weeks to get that challenge. I hope you've got something to tell me that you're having a good time with it. Hiya, hiya, and welcome to the Future Now. This is episode 2. This is a challenge check and on the spot where you get your chance to ask me stuff and hopefully I'll be able to answer it for you. My name is Gina Longo. It's still Gina Longo. It's been for a while. And I am a pilot, solo traveler, 3-time international best-selling co-author, chief forward planning officer, and most importantly, rescuer of those 2 German shepherds. The last time we were in with each other in the Future Now, we talked about 3 ideas that you can use to get through this virus thing, improve your life while improving the world. And just to recap, those 3 ideas were: don't watch the news, don't read the news, and don't listen to the news. Right, job done. We're out of here. I'm finished. No, I'm just kidding. The first idea was definitely don't watch the news. Don't pay attention to it because it's not going to get any better by you sitting there stressing yourself out. But the second idea was to set yourself a challenge that you can do within the next week. And you've had 2 weeks, so I hope you've got it all taken care of. To improve your life a little bit, do something that you've never done. The 2 challenges I set myself were to do a live stream, which I did last week. And since this is my second one, I'm considering myself an overachiever because I wasn't planning on doing another one, but well, here we are, and to donate blood. And I will tell you how that blood donation went in a little bit. And the third idea that I had, that I shared with you to try to improve your life and make things a little bit better, was to pick out a long-term goal, maybe a year from now, and start not only planning but implementing. And you may remember that my long-term goal was to run the London Marathon in a German Shepherd costume, because if you're going to do something, do it with panache. And we'll get to your challenges in just a little bit. I'm happy to have you with me. Just for now, I'm going to check into people that are saying hi to me. Let me know you're here, and I appreciate it. Let's see. So we've got James. Hi. Oh, and I love that picture. That's Kaiser. I know Kaiser. He's great. Yes, I'm staying at least 6 feet away from everyone and more, if at all possible, because you know me. I'm an expert at social distancing. I've been doing it for years. Alan J, good afternoon, Gina. It's morning here. It must be afternoon where you are. Alarm has gone off. Welcome back. What alarm? Type in and let me know what alarm you've got going off over that. Andy. Unfortunately, I wasn't successful in any personal challenges. This lockdown is hampering that effort. Fortunately, clients have kept me challenged professionally. Well, if you've done something new professionally in this past couple of weeks that you've never tried before, we'll count that. I'm sorry, guys. Pardon me for here. I'm going to have to just... The virus is not bothering me at all, but the pollen is killing me. And we've got... Oh, Pete, where'd you go? Pete, I've got too many personal challenges. Well, yeah, but here's something new that you've probably never done before. If you've never been on a live stream before, then we're going to count that as well. So welcome, and I'm glad you're here with me. And Andy said something else. Andy, what did you say? You said, I've been talked into karaoke once this ban gets lifted. Figure if I can do that, anything's possible. Yeah, you're not going to catch me doing karaoke. Like sewing, singing is not one of my talents. I have a few talents, but sewing and singing are not 2 of them. And yeah, guys, thanks, and let me know you're here. I appreciate it. So before we get going on how my personal challenges went, the blood donation in particular, and on how yours have gone, I know you guys have already told me, but I hope you're able to expand a little bit more. I just want to share with a couple of things with you. I have been contacted and asked about my caps, about this lovely headgear that I've been wearing. And I wanted to let you know that this is a Peaky Blinders cap, and my flat cap that I have right here that I wore last time, these are from the original Yorkshire Clothing Company. It's a Yorkshire cap. They are a small family-owned company in Yorkshire. This is made out of Yorkshire wool, made by Yorkshire people. And I get nothing for saying this. They're not sponsoring me, although if you guys are listening, Original Yorkshire Clothing Company, please, give us a shout. I'd love to have you sponsor me because I love your caps. But no, I think it's important that we support, sort of local businesses. And so this is me supporting a local Yorkshire business, proudly wearing my flat caps. And in fact, I've just ordered a couple of more because the Peaky Blinders cap that I love so much is actually, they're discontinuing it. So luckily I got mine. But with any luck, they're going to be able to send my new caps to America. They couldn't do it last time. I had to have them delivered to the UK, but I can't get to the UK now. So with any luck, they'll send them to me here, and I'll have some new caps to show off to you. But if you can, get yourself a Yorkshire flat cap, because, like I said, do something with panache if you're going to do it at all. And the second thing that I kind of wanted to bring up before I tell you how my challenge on the blood donation went was somebody wrote to me, and I won't say who, and said that he was used to speaking in public, but that he'd never spoken to just like a camera sitting here talking to nobody. And it didn't occur to me. So he was just speaking in front of people. And it didn't occur to me until yesterday that I spent my entire aviation career talking to people that I couldn't see. So you would think this would be easy, right? So just forget the cameras there. If I just ignore the camera and pretend like you can't see me. So like if I do this, you can't see me. I'm used to talking to people I can't see. I spent my whole career talking to air traffic control over the radio, couldn't see them, dispatch, maintenance, operations at various airports, the flight attendant over the intercom, couldn't see him. Passengers making passenger announcements, couldn't see them. So I ought to be used to talking to people I can't see. The difference is you can see me, which is kind of weird because before I couldn't see them, they couldn't see me. So it was cool. So this is slightly different, but I am used to talking to people I can't see. So it's not that odd. Right. I see some more of you got some more comments coming into the chat, and I appreciate it. I'll get to those in just a second. First, I want to show you, if you're interested, how my experience donating blood went, because I did something else that was a first. I actually recorded myself as I was like walking along. I know you see people doing that all the time, but I've never actually done that. I usually just have my camera and I'm taking pictures of whatever I'm seeing. But this time I decided to videotape myself as I was giving blood, or trying to. Okay, so let's see if this works. This is another first. I'm going to try sharing my screen here, see how this turns out. All right, here we go. You ready? Right. Well, I'm not sure if you could hear that or not, but if you couldn't, the video, I can post that video separately on YouTube if you couldn't hear it. Well, all it said was, I know, see, I wasn't sure that I could hear it, but I wasn't sure if you guys are going to be able to hear it, because I'm not sure if this screen sharing function actually does sound as well. But what I said was I wasn't able to donate blood because of mad cow disease. Not that I have it, because obviously I've never had it, but because I lived in the UK for 5 years, and the restriction is if you've lived in the UK plus a whole list of countries, basically anywhere in Europe is what it includes. Anytime, as for a total of 5 years, anytime between 1980, January 1st, 1980, and now, you're not eligible to donate blood. So, and the other thing that I said was, just because I couldn't complete my blood donation challenge doesn't get you off the hook, because I tried. I did try. So what I'll do, since you guys couldn't hear what I was saying, and I know you're all just dying to know what I was saying because it's really fascinating, everything I was saying behind the mask, is I can actually post that separately on YouTube. And can you hear me? Okay, somebody tell me if you can hear me now, because I can hear myself. Can you hear me? Can you not hear me now? Can you hear me? Well, should have come back okay. Let's see if I stop screen. How about now? Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, could you hear anything that I was saying when I stopped sharing the screen? Just type in yes or no. Could you hear the? Okay, you can hear me now. So when I stopped the screen share, you couldn't hear me. Okay, you got me now. Okay, so yeah, I wasn't sure about that if you're going to be able to hear me what I was saying in the video, because like I said, that was the first time I've tried that. Hey, things happen when you're live, man. That's just the way it goes sometimes. It's like last time it was the lights, this time it's the sound. So this time we've got the lights okay. Hopefully the sounds. Yeah, the video does have sound. And what I was saying, if you couldn't hear me saying it before, was I can post it separately on YouTube and you guys can see it there. But Ellen, just you can hear me all the time. Okay, look, can somebody please tell me if you heard what I was saying as to why I couldn't donate blood? So you know why I couldn't donate. Is that correct? You could hear me telling me why I couldn't donate? Thumbs up. You know why? You know why I couldn't donate? Just give me a yes or no. Okay, well. Okay, I'm sorry you couldn't hear the video. Like I said, I'll post it. Okay, so, well, maybe I won't try that again unless I figure out how to do the sound. But hey, stuff happens when you're live. Okay, so like I said, this is your challenge. And I know that some of you guys were saying, stop singing. Trust me, I'm not going to be singing, Pete. Yeah, okay. I know you got the video, but you couldn't hear me. So I appreciate you guys telling me that. So I know that you guys were posting some of your challenges. I'm going to go back up through the chat and see if I can catch up with what you guys were saying in the chat here. And then I'm going to open up the floor to on the spot and see how well I do off the cuff answering questions. Okay, so we've got 2 challenges, karaoke. Oh, here we go. All right. My challenge, I rounded up my age and do 5 push-ups per decade per day. Miss a day, hit 1 for a month, black swan darts, best of British will send flowers. Okay, so let's see. I'm not going to guess your age. 5 push-ups per decade per day. That's pretty good. I couldn't do that. You know, and I'm only claiming 29. So let me see. That would be what? 3, 5, 8 push-ups? Forget it. I couldn't do that if I wanted to. Struggled during the lockdown. We tried to decided to try identifying animal noises during our nocturnal walk. Fox, deer, owl, pheasant, eerie. Yeah, we've got foxes here as well, and I don't know if they're fighting or mating or what, but when they start screeching, it's actually pretty weird. I went out about midnight one night and I heard this fox just yowling, and I was like, oh man, I hope it doesn't have rabies, because in this country there is rabies, which is something we don't have to worry about in Britain. Pete says, in honor of you wearing a cap, I decided to wear my fedora. Oh, good. Well, what you need to do then is take a picture of yourself and make that your what do you call it? Your profile picture. So the next time you get on, if you decide to come on again, I'll have a picture of you in your fedora. Flat caps are part of a Yorkshire man's uniform. Yes, they are. And as a proud, proper Yorkshire lass, I am very proud to represent Yorkshire here in my flat cap. Yeah, okay. Unable to hear. Sorry. Is that an Aliens reference? Not quite sure what you mean as an Aliens reference. You know, I've actually never seen that movie. I read the book Alien when I was a kid, and it scared me so badly that I don't do horror films. So, what do you mean by Aliens reference? Sorry. Couldn't hear a thing on the video. Mad cow. Yeah, I know. I was actually, even before I moved there, I wasn't eligible, but I thought they'd changed the requirements because I'd been on farms actually in Ireland and in England during the mad cow epidemic, because I was just touring around. So when I come back in the country, they're like, have you been on farms? I was going, no, because I wasn't sure what they were going to say. Okay, so if you guys aren't going to post your challenges other than that. So Chloe, you haven't posted a challenge. Have you done anything in the past couple of weeks that we can give you a props for, give you a celebration for? Anything brand new? Doesn't even matter what it was. I'll leave you type that in if you can think of something. And in the meantime, it is time for On the Spot. Okay, guys, this is your chance to pull the comments back up here. Ask me something. I don't care what. Now, this is only 6 minutes left because I've scheduled this for 20 total minutes. We've been on air for 14 minutes, so we have 6 minutes or less, depending on how many questions you have. Ask me something I don't care about. Challenge yourself to a Freddy Krueger marathon. Negative. No, I don't do Freddy Krueger. So if that's your first question, the answer is no. Will never happen. I don't do horror films. I have weird enough dreams as it is. I don't need to scare myself. My sleep is terrible already. Let's see. What do they say here? When it was to Ellen J said 5x5, a lady says in aliens. Oh yeah, no, well, because I was an airline pilot, so 5x5, we used to say that occasionally. ATC would ask how we were hearing them. The lady says in aliens. Oh God, no. I'll take your word for it, but I'm not going to go watch the film just to find that out. Okay, guys. So Oh, here we go. Let's see. Jogging on the spot for 10 minutes a day in readiness for the London Marathon. Um, yeah, I could probably manage that. Now, you can ask me questions, or are you going to tell me things you want me to do? Because, trust me, sitting here in front of this baleful camera eye with only you guys typing to me, that's challenging enough. So, I don't care. Questions on German Shepherds, questions on, um, gosh, traveling in the UK, see what I can answer off the cuff, or I'm going to sit here and stare at the camera, which is what I told you I was going to do if you didn't get on here and ask me questions. I've got 4 minutes left, so no, that'd be boring. I won't do that. Okay. Yeah. Again, I'm sorry about that sound on that video. I'm gonna have to check and see if you can screen share with sound or not, because I have heard it before, but I don't know if I can do it in this screen sharing software that I'm using. It's called StreamYard, which has a little, logo up there in the corner. But right. Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to sign off. But I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity to. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, I got 2 questions. That's what happens. People hang out, say nothing, and then right at the end, they come up with something. Hardest thing to do. Okay, hardest thing to do in my solo travel. That's a good one. Probably keep the Jeep running, because that Jeep was a piece of crap. And if you're a Jeep fan, I apologize, but this particular Jeep was terrible. Um, yeah, the steering was so loose, I could literally do this and it would still go straight. The driver's side window didn't work, and when I had him take the door panel off once to check it, the window was actually propped up by a block of wood. The Jeep tried to kill me once when the engine, I forget, it over revved or something, I forget, and I actually had to slam it to a stop by just throwing it into park, which probably didn't do it any good. So keeping the Jeep on the road was probably the hardest thing. Yeah, indeed. Um, how did you decide to drift away? I'm not quite sure what you mean. You just asked. How did I decide to call the caravan drift away, or how did I decide to hit the road? Well, called the caravan drift away. It's because "Drift Away" by Dobie Gray is my all-time #1 favorite song, and I'm not going to sing it, so don't ask. And my email address has had that word in it, "Drift Away," forever. And so when it came time to hit the road and name the caravan, um, yeah, Driftaway Dogs just seemed like the natural name, because we took off. But the reason we took off was because uh, the official reason was I lost my job because of the recession. That was not the real reason, but that's the reason I'm going to say right now. Actually, I had a boss who was, we'll say, over familiar. He was over familiar. And I let them know about it, and they didn't like the fact that I let them know about it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we hit the road because I couldn't afford to stay in my house anymore, and we lived in a caravan. So that's why we took off on the road traveling. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. The Jeep, it was insane. That thing, I had to. I don't know if there's a shop called Halford's, which has, well, basically it's an automotive shop and has all the liquids and the fluids and everything that you could need. And I had basically a Halford's in the back of the Jeep because I had to check the fluid every single time I drove it. Literally, I would turn the Jeep off, we'd go away for 10 minutes, and I had to get under the hood and refill every single thing, with the exception of the washer fluid. That was okay, but everything else leaked like a sieve. And if I didn't refill it, it would overheat, it would shut down. The thing was a nightmare. So I had every fluid you could ever possibly need in the back of the Jeep because I had to check it every single time I started that Jeep. What was the deciding factor to go on the road? Yeah, didn't have a choice. It was either that or live under a bridge. I couldn't afford to stay in my house anymore. So it was a caravan or a bridge and a tent, and I rolled the dice and chose a caravan. Any new pets? No. Thanks for asking, Barbara. Not yet. Holly and Jerry, they were my babies. Maybe someday I'll be able to adopt a new German Shepherd. For those of you who don't know, Jerry and Holly aren't with me anymore. I lost my Holly when she was 11 and my Jerry when he was 14. And Yeah, they were, they were my babies, so not quite yet, but someday it'll be German Shepherds again, because for me, it just has to be German Shepherds. I should have bought a Land Rover. Yeah, if I could have afforded a Land Rover, I would have done it, but I couldn't. Like Ford was that. Of course, as much as that Jeep cost me in maintenance, I probably could have afforded a Land Rover because that thing cost a fortune to keep up. I've started the same and keep fluids in my trunk. Yeah, absolutely. Just keep whatever you think you might need. Trust me, been there and done that. But yeah, it's a nightmare. And then I was towing this caravan and by myself, so yeah, keeping the Jeep on the road is probably the biggest challenge. All right, guys, guess what? That is 20 minutes. And I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to call it at 20 minutes. And I appreciate your questions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry about the technical issues. If I do this again, which I may or may not, depending on how things go, I think I will. It's kind of fun. I'm kind of getting used to it. And it's much more fun when you guys contribute. I appreciate that very much. So I'll figure out how to do the videos and see if we can get sound. I'll check into that. I thought you could because I can hear it. I assumed if I could hear it, you could too. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, 20 minutes. Ha! You sit in front of the camera for 20 minutes. Hang on, I'm gonna put this up. What Andy said. You need to do this next week. 20 minutes isn't enough. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. Sit in front of the camera and tell me that next time. So yeah, when this takes a couple of hours to render on YouTube, but if you guys get a chance, come back and comment on it when you're able to comment on it. I'd be really grateful if you could do that. And yeah, subscribe, click like, because YouTube likes. So the like button is just down there, and I appreciate it. And I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks again for joining me. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.